I'm going to tell you something. You've probably never thought about this way. Are people who don't care about sports smarter than those who do? Wait, don't answer yet, because the answer is far more complex than you think. And if you watch this video until the end, you'll understand both yourself and the sports-obsessed people in your life much better. But first, let me say this. If you don't care about sports either, you've probably asked yourself this question at least once. Is something wrong with me? Everyone is screaming. Everyone is excited. Everyone is hugging each other, crying for people they've never even met. And you're sitting there, watching, feeling absolutely nothing. That moment feels strange, like everyone knows something you don't, like everyone can hear a song that you simply can't. But here's something very interesting. Maybe you can hear the music. You're just tuned to a different frequency. Millions of people sit in front of screens every weekend, screaming until their voices give out, hugging strangers, crying, all watching 11 people chase a ball. Is that normal? Or are we the normal ones? Both are true, but neither is complete. Because the real question is this: why does the human brain burn so intensely for some things and feel absolutely nothing for others? The answer is hidden in a much deeper place than you'd expect. Let's get one thing straight. Not caring about sports doesn't make you cold. It doesn't make you passionless. And it definitely doesn't make you incomplete. But something very fascinating is happening in your brain, and understanding it will also help you understand the sports-obsessed people in your life much better. Why do people get so attached to sports? The human brain lived in tribes for thousands of years. Back then, the group losing meant you losing. The group winning meant you surviving. That feeling got wired so deep into the brain that it never deleted it. Sports teams fit perfectly into that ancient system. There are colors, rituals, enemies, and once the brain decides, this is my team, everything changes. The game is no longer just a game. For the brain, it's a real survival situation. Heart rate rises, hands start sweating, and when they win, the brain relaxes as if it just escaped a real threat. So what about you? People who don't care about sports usually say this: why would I emotionally invest in an outcome I can't control? Why would I get excited for people I've never met? Why would I spend time on a game that won't affect my life at all? That's a logical question. But here's what's truly interesting. The fact that you even ask that question shows your brain works differently. We said the sports fan's brain feeds on uncertainty. Will you win or lose? This uncertainty keeps the brain's reward system constantly engaged. Dopamine keeps flowing. You can't stop. But some brains don't respond to this mechanism because their reward system runs on something very different. The things they create with their own hands. The moment of truly understanding something. The quiet satisfaction of finishing something. Someone else winning triggers nothing in you because your brain only recognizes things you've personally touched. That's a harder standard, but a more honest one. And then there's the identity issue. Pay attention. What do fans say when their team wins? We won. When the team loses, they lost. The pronoun shivs automatically. Wins are claimed, losses are pushed away. That's how the brain works. It borrows victories from the outside. And for a while, that genuinely feels good. People who don't care about sports don't play this game. Their identity is built from the inside, not the outside, from their own choices, their own mistakes, their own stories. Take away the team, change the score. They're still exactly the same person. But now I want to ask you the question nobody asks. What's really underneath your indifference to sports? Because there are two very different versions of this. The first, you're giving your attention to something else, something that excites you, challenges you, transforms you, something where you're willing to risk disappointment. The second, you actually don't want to be fully invested in anything, not sports, but not other things either. Staying distant feels safer. These two states look identical from the outside. From the inside, they're completely different. If you're the first version, everything I've said in this video describes you accurately. If you're the second version, your indifference to sports isn't a personality trait. It's a habit, and habits, unlike personality, can be changed. Now, I want to tell you something very honest. Some people watching this video just felt something stir inside them. Yes, that's me. And that feeling is very comforting. Like someone finally understands. Like there's finally an explanation. But before you get swept up in that comfort, ask yourself one question. Is there something in your life right now that you're truly inside of? Not just something you don't watch, not just something you don't criticize, something you're genuinely inside of, something where you're willing to risk failure, something that could disappoint you, but you keep going anyway. It could be a relationship, a career, an art, an idea. What it is doesn't matter. What matters is whether you're really there. Because the greatest strength of the brain that doesn't care about sports can also be its greatest trap. That brain questions very well, analyzes very well, keeps its distance very well. But sometimes that distance becomes the most clever excuse to drift away from life itself. I don't waste my time on things like that. A very easy sentence to say, and sometimes completely true, but sometimes just a shield. Ask yourself, which side are you on? So what does all of this mean? If sports don't affect you, it means your brain is wired for different rewards. It means your identity is built from the inside, not the outside. It means you're directing your emotional energy somewhere else. All of that is real, and all of that is completely normal. There's no missing circuit. There's no dulled emotion, just a different calibration. But for that calibration to work, one condition must be met. That different energy needs somewhere to flow, a real place, a risky place, a place that changes you. Because the brain that doesn't care about sports, when pointed in the right direction, can do incredible things. Most of those who have left a deep mark on history, who thought outside the norm, who stepped away from the direction the crowd was going, fit this description. But when pointed in the wrong direction, meaning when it's pointed nowhere at all, it becomes someone who just stands on the sidelines, watching, criticizing, but never truly part of anything. And then, not caring about sports isn't a trait, it's a loss. The next time someone asks you, "Did you watch the game last night?" with that expectant look, you don't have to recite a script you never memorized. Just know this. While that game was going on, you were inside something else, and that something didn't have a halftime.